All right, wrestling fans. All right, guys. Get yourself something to drink. Get yourself something to eat. Take a seat, relax, and cinch yourself in for a long haul because we got a lot to cover tonight on this review. A lot. I'm going to skip the usual intro because you all know what to do to subscribe and hit the bell. Leave a like, share, and comment down below. It would be much appreciated. But you all know what to do. And thank you if this is your first time watching me right here on the channel. And if it's not, also much appreciated. But we have a lot to discuss about this Monday Night Raw. Fresh off of the big, huge, spectacular Super Show in Australia. On our way to Crown Jewel. Speaking of which, wrestling fans, do you all remember when championships used to mean something? Pay-per-views used to mean something. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, King of the Ring. You could throw in your house depending on which one it was. They all used to mean something. WWE always put in their best effort, it seemed like, into those shows. They always hyped it up like it was the biggest show we were ever going to see. Some of them produced, some of them didn't. Whatever the case. The most star-studded spectacular of all time, WrestleMania 7. The first ever double main event, WrestleMania 8. Women's championships. Back when WWE put on a women's title matchup in the 90s that meant something. They built up stars. Bull Nakano and Alundra Blaze is a rivalry that stands out to me. Now, yes, when you think women's championship of this era, you think of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, you name it. What you really don't think of is Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella, which I'm going to dive into in just a little bit. Okay? But first, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel. Is it just me? Or is this WrestleMania in November? I want you all to actually sit and think about this. What we usually see at WrestleMania. Heck, what we saw at WrestleMania this past year. We saw Triple H in it. We saw Kurt Angle in it. We saw The Undertaker in it. Kane. Laundry list of people. We saw AJ Styles in it. We saw Daniel Bryan in it. We saw all of them. Crown Jewel, we're seeing Kane in it. We're seeing The Undertaker in it. We're seeing Triple H in it. We're seeing Kurt Angle in it. We're seeing Daniel Bryan in it. AJ Styles. Who knows who else they're going to put in it? This is WrestleMania in November. DX versus Brothers of Destruction. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Pay-per-views are not special anymore. And while it's nice that we see these superstars wrestle, and while it's nice that we see The Undertaker and Triple H and things of that nature, Shawn Michaels come back, even though I wish Shawn Michaels' first matchup back meant more. And for those of you that's going to get upset at me for saying this, I'm sorry. The only reason why Shawn Michaels is coming back for this first match up is because the match is in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is forking over all this money. So they can have all these legends and all this big, huge, super show at it. That's it. Now, we all know it's leading to another storyline with The Undertaker, where it will set up The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at a later date. But does DX versus the Brothers of Destruction really mean anything? No. Not saying that I'm going to complain a whole lot about it, because I'm not. I am just like many of you out there who fell in love with wrestling right before the Attitude Era and got absolutely stuck on wrestling during the Attitude Era. Brothers of Destruction and DX helped keep us wrestling fans. That's truth. So a lot of us are kids in the cookie jar, getting our hands stuck. Because we can't get enough. But at the same time, what was the best segment on Monday Night Raw tonight? The opening. The opening. And I just hate the fact that these big shows, while they're so stacked and it's awesome to see these guys wrestle, right? It's making the stuff that we grew up on dilute and watered down. And it really stuck out to me about that when I saw them start mentioning the 32nd annual Royal Rumble event tonight, and about how tickets were going to be on sale for it Friday. Whatever. And then you have the Women's Championship. Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey. Now, Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey at Evolution. A lot of people has been cringing and criticizing and moaning and groaning back and forth about the Bella twins. And about how Brie is Miss Botch Mode herself. And about how Nikki does not deserve to be in the main event of Evolution. As I stated earlier today in a video about, is Nikki worthy enough to be in the main event of Evolution? Let's be honest here. For those of you that are throwing a fit because Bella has turned heel tonight, okay, does Nikki Bella turning heel and going after Ronda Rousey at Evolution, does that make that championship matchup worthless? No. And that's an unpopular thing to say. What makes it worthless, what makes everything about that worthless, and what WWE did tonight, okay? What WWE did tonight is going to backfire. I don't want it to. You know, some people out there on social media and on YouTube and stuff, they're like, oh, I hope everything backfires. Oh, I hope WWE just drowns. I don't want this to backfire. I don't. If it works out, great. But if it backfires on them, it is well deserved. Because you should have seen it coming. But the fact of the matter is, Nikki Bella is in her position right now because of her name. That's it. And Ronda Rousey is too. But Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss, they're not having their singles one-on-one matchup anymore. Neither is Lita and Mickie James. Now, I'm assuming, this is just speculation, okay? But I'm assuming that the reason they put this in a tag team affair, a tag team matchup, is because they want to give Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella more time. Give them more time to hopefully impress the audience. Unfortunately, with the crowd that will watch that, it will probably drown. Now, WWE will spin this as, oh, what an epic confrontation we have here. Old school versus the modern era. Two Hall of Fame legends taking on Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. The first time in so many years, Trish Stratus and Lita comes out of retirement to step into the squared circle to take on Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. That's how they'll spin it. But in reality, okay, wrestling fans, in reality, they're making more room for Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey. And if that's the match they're not making more room for, I am highly surprised. And if they are making more room for that match, please, WWE, make that match good. do not produce a dumpster. I don't want to have to sit through a 4-hour pay-per-view to watch a main event where I'm going to go to sleep. Okay? What else did we see on Monday Night Raw tonight? Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox. Shantae. Finding my inner peace. As they took on Bayley and Finn Balor. Having a little bit of mixed match challenge here. Getting people ready for tomorrow night when Bayley and Finn Balor take on Ember Moon and the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. Whatever. Bayley and Finn Balor victorious, as we all knew would happen. Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley. And boy, did Lio Rush get booed tonight. I tell you what, it really showed that WWE was around a bunch of smart fans tonight. It really did. WWE was not around a casual audience. But Chicago is notorious for being a smart crowd, so to speak. So you weren't going to get over on trying to trash Kevin Owens in the matchup. Okay? So every time you had Lio Rush either make fun of him or praise Bobby Lashley, when most of the smart fans have been cringing on Bobby Lashley, whoever was in his earpiece, because you know that somebody's in his ear, they're always in their ear, should have told him to shut up. I mean, honestly, you should have told him that, because he was not getting the type of reaction that he had been getting since he came out to Monday Night Raw with Bobby Lashley, which had been a positive, and he had not been getting that tonight. Nia Jax versus Ember Moon. Woo! Whatever. How many more weeks? How many more weeks do we have to watch garbage? How many more weeks? How many more weeks? How many more weeks do we have to watch garbage? Y'all wondering what I'm talking about? Turn on the channel, turn on DVR, and watch Bobby Roode and Chad Gable take on the Ascension again. The only thing I want to say about this, the only intriguing part about this, the only thing that's worth talking about this is the fact that AOP came out and crushed and demolished and wiped the floor with both tag teams. That's one. And two, the sooner Bobby Roode turns heel, the better. Because he's still seeing this annoying Chad Gable, always tagging himself in when he shouldn't be, getting in the way, things of that nature. The sooner he turns heel, the better in this pointless tag team. That's all I can say about that. And finally, the Shield versus the Dogs of War. Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. A lot of things happen in this contest. A lot of things happen leading up to it. Look, backstage segment, you have to look at what WWE is really trying to do here. Teasing Dolph Ziggler breaking up with the group, being the weak link. Braun Strowman getting tired of the tedious fighting between Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Told them they got to get together, got to be strong within the threesome of those three. Then they get out there, and it was a pretty good contest, I want to say. You know, it held my attention throughout the 15 minutes that it was on, 16 minutes that it was on. And, yeah, I'm usually not a fan of 50-50 booking. Because usually 50-50 booking damages a person, a character. And WWE has a tendency to do that. However, I'm not complaining about this time. I'm not. Now, some of you might say, oh, what would it be? The only reason why you're not complaining about 50-50 booking this time is because the Shield lost. If I see somebody put that in the comments below, if I see anybody tell me that, I'm going to cringe. Because, let's be honest here. You have Braun Strowman that's going in the crown jewel, and he's going to lose at crown jewel. Roman Reigns is going to walk out of crown jewel the Universal Champion. You have tag team championships on the line. I'm sure will be the other two members of the Dogs of War taking on the other two members of the Shield. I'm sure that's what that'll be. One of two things will happen. Either the Dogs of War will retain, and you'll see more dissension of Dean Ambrose kind of teasing his heel turn, or you'll see the Dogs of War lose the tag team championship. And if that's the case, tonight they needed that win. So that's my stance on that. That's why I'm glad they had 50-50 booking tonight. Most of the time, I would say forget 50-50 booking, no matter who in the world it is that won the 50-50 booking. So I don't want to hear anybody tell me that the reason why I'm happy that it was 50-50 booking is because Braun Strowman and the Dogs of War was victorious. Okay? It's a simple fact that they needed that win on their way to Crown Jewel. That's it. And that is your Monday Night Raw review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment below. We're at 146 subscribers right now. Let's keep on rolling. Let's get 150 by the end of the month. That would be much appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow for SmackDown Live review. We're 1 week away from SmackDown Live 1000. Sometime this week, I'm going to have my top 5 superstars of all time on SmackDown. So tune in for that. That'll be sometime this week. I'll let you know tomorrow when exactly that will be. But until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.